Hi, there won't be an introduction. I just want to start the video right away. I have something urgent to say, something extremely important to share with the collective, with the world, with everyone, especially men. Men, this video is for you. I'm really talking to you. But obviously, this video is for everyone. I want everyone to watch it, but especially men who are spiritual, men who have awakened, at least claim to be. I'm talking to you. I've been seeing, videos lately about men finally starting to call out the toxic and scary behavior of toxic men in society. I want to say it was high time. Okay, men randomly harassing us on the street, literally walking next to us for miles and miles and miles, or insulting us. I mean, all the crazy things that we experience in this society and in the Western world is really cute compared to what's going on outside in rural areas, especially around the world, other places. And I remember thinking, wow, it was high time. I can't believe finally some of them are realizing that's crazy, and maybe I should, as one of their peers, step up and say something about it. Expose them, expose their nasty, toxic, crazy behavior online and support women. Maybe I should do that. And I just can't believe it took you thousands of years to start thinking, hey, let's voice that this fuckery is crazy and that this behavior is unreal. I can't believe it took you so long to do that. What took you so long? Why is it so hard for you to step up for us and call out your peers' behavior that is terrifying and exhausting? Why can't you step up more? The point of this video is to ask you this question. What are you doing globally, overall? What are you doing? What is your place to you in this world and in this craziness, and especially in this chaos that men have a lot to do with? Where do you place yourself in it? Are you aware that most of the chaos and the fear and the violence and the aggression that happen in this world, in this society, are mainly coming from men, from people of your community? Are you aware of that, or are you not? Where do you stand? How do you understand all this? It's always been such a mystery to me to understand how you guys think and what do you think about this whole situation. We talk about different kind of oppression in this world, right? Racism, for example. If we talk about racism, the oppression of white people on black people historically, where there is a clear request that is made from the oppressed to the oppressor. And I remember during the movement Black Lives Matter, in whether this movement was truly doing some work doesn't matter. The point was to raise awareness on the fact that, hey, historically, there have been some crazy shit going on this planet, let alone on this land, the US. We are still deeply hurting from that. And it's time to move on and to remove that oppression and change society so we stop being murdered. Like, what the fuck is that, And I remember during this movement, it was very powerful because a lot of black people, especially celebrities, they were calling out white people. They were calling out white famous celebrities, telling them, what the fuck are you doing? How can you have such a large audience, such a large platform, and not use it to spread awareness on something so terrible that has been lasting for so long historically and that originates from your people? How can you be silent about that? I don't understand. And I remember so many stars started to post. Whether it was serious or not, whether they cared or not is not the point. It's about raising your voice. It's about showing that, hey, I care. I agree that this is fucked up, and I understand that. They won't give a shit until we say something, because it's our peers. And when white people started overall, even friends of mine started to change their behavior and started to call out certain bullshit, show consideration for the cause, trying to better society, started to hire more black people, started to move things around. The change that happened was huge. So there are still a lot of bullshit going on, and we know that. But I remember how shocked I was at how powerful white people starting to raise their voice was in impacting this whole situation, because obviously this stems from there. So just like that, I want to send a message to men today, even though some of you are fully aware, and you are minority, of how crazy this world is and the central place that men, your peers, have to do with this, even though you don't have anything to do with this, even though you are educated, you're healthy, you're adorable, you're a sweetheart. Good for you. But you and I, we know you are a minority. Okay, so this is not enough. Okay, being a healthy man is not enough. This is not going to be enough. We need you to step up now. We need you to start voicing your opinion on the fact that these behaviors are wrong. You need to step up and start being loud about the fact that you support us. I know that feminism doesn't really mean anything anymore, and that there are so many, different topics that truly we should all need to sit with. I don't want to go deep into all the financial situations, all the details about law enforcement and who gets the money when you divorce and all these inequalities. I really want to focus on the very basis, okay, on feminism, the foundation of this movement of women's rights. That is our sense of safety. That this is the biggest problem in the world for us. The biggest issue in women's rights is the fact that we don't feel safe in this world because of you. We are terrified all the time because of you, because you exist. That's all. You guys have created a space of absolute exhaustion for us. You have created a space of danger, of fear for us. We exist in a society with you that is suffocating. We are afraid all the time because of you. So you need to understand the place you have, the role, the central place that you have in our suffering. It's crucial that you understand that. And I'm asking you to seriously start voicing the fact that you disagree with rape, for example, that you find it fucked up and crazy. Why the fuck are you so silent about this? How can you be so chill, coexisting with beings that do that to women? Just how can you be okay with this? How can you not care? You guys are desensitized. I'm not gonna lie to you. On one hand, we are afraid of the toxic ones, those who have crazy beliefs about sex and women, and the fact that apparently they are entitled to take us, to grab us, to do things to us in this world. Like, this is how we have been existing, and that's crazy. On one hand, we have this fear of these people, that are a lot of them. There are a lot of these people in this world. And on the other hand, we have you guys that apparently are different, are healthy, are not like that. But because you don't do anything about it, you're very silent. Your inaction and your lack of consideration for how crazy things are for us, our daily life, is also scary. It's also creating an environment of fear for us, because, not gonna lie to you, you're scary. The way you don't feel anything, the way you're calm, living in a world where your peers are behaving like this, are raping us, kids, murdering, doing all sorts of shit, makes you an unsafe person as well. Like, you're not better in my eyes. Like, I don't feel safe around you because you're desensitized. You don't seem to realize that there even is a problem. That doesn't make you a reliable person. I don't understand if you guys care or not. And I think that's very general in women. We don't understand why you're so calm, why you don't say anything. Do you care? Do you feel anything? Do you give a shit at all? Do you understand the situation? Do you understand how crazy that is? Do you understand what we've been through, that we are going through all the time? Do you care? Do you feel something? Are you human? How can you be human and so unbothered by this horror? You guys could hang out with rapists and be okay with it. Just say stuff like, yeah, I mean, that's not very cool, but that's not my problem. That's his problem. I don't really vibe with his values, but he's a good friend, so... And you guys would hang out with that person, like, no problem. And when it's not that, you are hanging out with people you know nothing about, and you don't seem to care to know. And you would be very surprised most of the time, because we know, we interact with these people that sometimes happen to be your peers, and it's crazy to us. The kind of people you let in, you open your door to. That makes you a scary person. You need to start waking up. You have been desensitized. You have been put to sleep. You're literally a walking dead. You need to wake the fuck up. I don't understand you. I don't get your place in this fight. You guys always talk about power and spiritual stuff, but you're always staying in the area of power and knowledge and all sorts of things like this. But when it comes to the power of the heart, self-awareness, I think I can count on one hand the amount of men, speakers, public speakers, that truly have addressed the problematic of men in this society, in this world. You guys never want to talk about this, and yet this is the biggest problem of this world. This is the biggest problem of this world. But you want to create peace? You want to create heaven on earth without addressing that. How is that possible? You want to talk about everything but that. And this is the most important topic of all. Every time a woman tries to talk about it, even with an open heart, you feel attacked and you think she's an angry feminist, she wants to eradicate men, blah, blah, blah. No, I mean, you need to understand something, okay? From a place of love and objectively, without any form of hate or resentment, I'm telling you, coexisting with you was the most exhausting thing I've ever experienced. And it's the hardest thing in the world. This is something you will never be able to understand. You don't know what it's like to exist with you guys. You don't know how it's like for us to be constantly harassed, constantly sexually harassed, if not threatened, if not raped, if not killed, kidnapped, attacked, beaten. The amount of women who have never experienced any form of harassment from men, from sexual harassment to the worst, right, are a minority. I'm going to say that again. The amount of women who have never experienced any form of abuse sexually from men are a minority. Do you realize how crazy that is? Do you understand? This is like a rite of passage. This is just something that we experience on this planet. How do you think we feel about that? Where do you think we are mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually? Where do you think we are? And this has been lasting for thousands of years, at least centuries, at least. And you guys want to talk about all sorts of things, but you don't want to sit with this topic, this conversation. I am not saying this to hurt you, to trigger you, to attack you. I'm saying this because it is the truth, and we have to start talking about this seriously. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of men immediately being triggered and overreact, like this is a human behavior anyway. This is a toxic human trait to just reject right away when someone brings an uncomfortable truth to you that incriminates you, like you feel deeply attacked. This is not an easy one to swallow, but you're gonna have to sit with the fact that something isn't right with the way you have been conditioned to exist. Something isn't right with that. But that's a whole other topic. But one thing for sure is that your lack of action, your lack of consideration, your existing like everything's fine and the survival we are experiencing is our problem, not yours, is the reason why women are so angry. I don't know how this is all gonna end bad, if we keep going like this. This is a serious call. Like, I'm asking you to start stepping up, to start helping us, to start, at least when it comes to the harassment, the way men scare us all the time. Like, how can you witness this and not do anything? I just can't believe this. Paradoxically, a lot of men want women to respect them. You fail to understand that we can't respect you because the way you are existing right now, collectively, there is nothing to respect. You're not even bothering to come together, okay, as a healthy, powerful, masculine, and to think, okay, let's create a safe place for women. Let's just be so fucking healthy and so loud about our beliefs, the respect that we have for the feminine. It will intimidate the dark masculine, the shadow aspect of the masculine, the toxic behaviors of low vibrational men. They will feel intimidated, even asphyxiated. You guys have been totally desensitized. How come young boys around 14, 15 would even have the idea to drug a whole human being and abuse them? Like, what kind of idea is that? This never crossed my mind. That's just one example, but I'm so confused about where you guys are placing yourself in this. Like, do you realize how crazy that is? Do you find it normal? Do you find it okay? Do you understand that something is really wrong with the male collective or not? Like, I'm so confused. Seriously. We constantly have to think about our safety in a way that you don't. There are many places where women don't want to travel. Like, we can't go there because, well, we might die or we might get sexually assaulted. And for the bold, those who really want to see the world, to break free, well, we have to constantly search for groups to know where men are so we don't go there. Do you know how it's like to exist like this? Do you constantly look for information to know where women are? Where women are, so you do not go there because you might die? Do you constantly exist like that? Do you realize how crazy that is? I even wonder, like, how does it feel for you to know that we are constantly avoiding you? Like, we are constantly staying away from you, constantly looking for an itinerary to dodge having to come across you. How crazy is that? How do you feel about the fact that we are afraid of you? Like, we are afraid of you. And honestly, you are. It's funny to me that you seem okay with this. People are uncomfortable around you to the point where they're telling you what you want to hear or just avoid having to come across you just because they're afraid that in the back of our subconscious is there that they might kill us or rape us. Like, how fucked up is that? How can you be okay coexisting like this? And from men saying we also have problems, we are also oppressed, we suffer too, those who are constantly repeating these things every time women try to bring up something, there is this natural feeling attack that is just a human being toxic trait, that is to immediately feel attacked and reject what the person is saying instead of listening. So today, every time we say something, men just immediately stand up and say, we suffer too, we have problems too. Like, I just want to explain something real quick. Okay, no one is denying that you have problems, but you need to go over the definition of oppression. My previous video talks exactly about that, and I highly encourage that you watch it. Okay, but definitely in this world, women are not oppressing men. Okay, the collective women, we are not oppressing you. If we are oppressing you, I would like to know how. But I'm going to ask you something. Historically, okay, and collectively, what have women done to you? Take a moment to think about it and be honest. What have women done to you collectively? Why would you hate women? What's your excuse? I'm going to wait a long time, so I'm going to cut it short. Nothing. I'm not talking about personal experiences. Everybody has bad personal experiences. I'm talking about society. I'm talking about a behavior in society, a systemic problem, oppression related to our sense of survival. What men have done to women collectively, historically, is undeniable. The oppression, the domination, the rape, the killing, the forced marriage, the marrying young women, preventing us from going to school, to having access to absolutely anything at all without having a husband to just get it. And I'm just going back to just the oppression, just the fear, the constant danger, the constant sexual abuse throughout history is nonsense, absolute nonsense. What do you know about that? What you guys have been through is not comparable to what we have been through. And more importantly, even if you're experiencing oppression and just a lot of pressure, you are not experiencing that from women. Like, we are not the reason why you can't do anything. So I let you sit down with this question. What do women have to do truly with my misery? But honestly, not much, I'm afraid. The bird said something. Overall, this clearly is a call for you to step up, to start being way louder about the injustice and the way men are constantly treating women. I'm talking about the abuse here. Okay, at least if we can start with the bare minimum, if we can start existing in a society where we don't have to be terrified all the time. What do you know about that? Globally, there is a big frustration from the female collective because we don't understand what you're doing. We don't understand how you place yourself in this. We don't understand why you're not stepping up more, why you're being so silent. It's not normal. You're not supposed to be so calm, so silent about all this. It's suspicious, not gonna lie. Why are you so calm? Say something, do something. You guys should be existing in a way, collectively building stuff, building a society that is so safe for women, that is so healthy. Toxic, low vibrational men should feel so asphyxiated that they would actually, whether go away like roaches or think, okay, I'm gonna change because everyone's doing it, so just follow like a sheep. You guys should be creating an atmosphere like that. You guys should be calling out one another so harshly. There are behaviors, I don't understand how you can tolerate that. I don't understand how a lot of you can be witnessing something like that and let it pass. I don't understand how you can accept something like this. There are behaviors, honestly, some men should be punched in the face. And I don't understand how you're not doing any of this and yet be confused that women are very frustrated overall, always angry, but more importantly, don't respect you. I'm very confused. I think you fail to understand that your place in the fact that we are living in survival constantly is central. It is central. You fail to understand that men are the biggest oppressors of the history of mankind. Above all the other oppressors, it's men, really. The way they give themselves permission to exist in this society is crazy. The way they terrify us on a daily basis and everyone's okay with that is crazy. It's absolutely crazy that no one says anything or does anything and they can just assault us, harass us, and the majority aren't in jail anywhere. I don't understand how you guys are okay with that. I don't understand where we are. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We are at the end of the tether. Like, women are awakening and are taking less and less and less bullshit. We are seriously done with this nonsense. It's high time things change. And for that, we need you to start moving. Get the fuck up and be loud. Be way louder. What do you think about this? Do you think it's crazy? Do you think it's fucked up to behave like that? Then say it. Call out this guy. Do something. What the fuck? They should feel intimidated to say, to try to do something because they know they will be called out. Why do you think they behave like this? Because they know no one cares, because they know, at least they think, we won't be able to defend ourselves. And more importantly, they know you're asleep. They know you're not doing shit. They know they could be attacking your daughter right now. You wouldn't even notice. That's how crazy that is. That's why they're giving themselves permission to behave the way they do in society. What the fuck are you doing? Seriously. One thing's for sure, that something really is wrong with the male collective. And this is a huge calling to male who are awakened enough to understand my message, to step up. It is now time that you start voicing yourself, like showing that you exist. Women are seriously starting to wonder, are all men like this? Where are they? Are they real? I know they are real, but honestly, even if you are, I'm still a bit disappointed because you're not loud enough. Being a good person, being healthy isn't enough. We are at war. It's about seriously starting to show that you exist. This is healing. The world needs to know that you don't think the same way. You think it's wrong. You're strongly against that behavior. Like, freaking show yourself, goddammit. Do you care? Like, I'm so confused about that. A lot of women are thinking, so that's what it is. That's what the world is. All men are just like this and that's it. Obviously not, and we all know that mathematically even speaking, that wouldn't be possible. But honestly, when you never see something, yes, it shapes your reality. So seriously, show yourself. Like, why are you hiding in the cave? Show your goddamn self to the world. Start defending us. Start showing your support. Because what the hell, honestly. So yeah, this was a calling. I hope it found you well. I hope you heard that message. You received that message with an open heart. I would actually love to hear from you. I would actually love to know what you think about what I said. Where do you place yourself in the world? Do you understand what I said? Do you agree with what I said? Do you actually try to support us? How? I would just love to know about you. I would just love to hear from you. Even I need some confirmation sometime. Even I need some reassurance sometime. I'm not gonna lie, especially lately because things have been very wild. I'm like wondering, like, where are these men? Like, where are the good men? Are they alive? Are they real? Is this a legend? Is this a myth? How are you guys so silent in the midst of all this craziness that your peers are doing? I'm so confused. Just voicing would be so healing for the world. Just letting the world know that you disagree. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you so silent, so discreet? Are you unbothered? Do you feel something? But I will stop here for today. Hateful men, obviously, I don't want to hear from you, so just move on from this video. Don't bother leaving comments. I'm gonna be honest with you. I won't even read it. I won't even, because I really don't have time for this. I'm really focused on healing the world, on co-creating something healthy, and we have to go through, this is the final judgment, this is the apocalypse. We have to go through facing the truth. We have to go through facing an uncomfortable truth about ourselves and the way we have been existing. So I don't care about walking on eggshells. I'm not here to make anyone comfortable. I'm just here to speak the truth. If you're just hateful, frustrated, you have mommy issues, I don't want to hear from you. Please do not leave comments. I will not read it. Overall, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will be absorbing and integrating all this information. This is definitely a message from the female collective. Now, this is something that has been sitting in us for a very long time, and I've been trying very hard to transmit it in the most peaceful way possible, because truly we are feeling rage right now. We are feeling rage, and that rage is valid because your inaction is driving us crazy. We need your help more than ever. I hope this video found you well, and I will stop here for today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.